Hello students, I am Meenakshi Sharma from Krishnakulam School, Raya, Mathura. Today I am going to start the chapter number 2, Nutrition in Animals for class 7. In this chapter, we will explain about different ways of taking food, digestion in humans and the all processes of digestion and digestion in other animals also. Now let's start with the different ways of taking food. We know each species of type of organism has their own way of taking food. Like bees and hummingbirds suck plant nectars, infant of humans and some animals feed on mother's milk. Snakes, such as python, consume the animals upon which they prey. Aquatic animals filter small food particles floating close by and feed on them. Now start the digestion in human. The digestive tract and the associated glands together constitute the digestive system in a human. This constitutes the whole path along which food moves through the body, starting from the mouth and the ending of the anus. Digestive tract includes the esophagus, stomach, small intestine and large intestine. Salivary glands, liver and pancreas are the major digestive glands. Now we will discuss about every part of digestive system like buccal cavity, tongue, tooth decay, etc. Now let's see what is buccal cavity. The buccal cavity is more commonly known as the mouth and it is the beginning of the digestive system for human. It consists of the tongue and teeth. And we all know about the teeth. What teeth does? Teeth helps in chewing food and breaking down food into smaller particles. And what tongue does? A fleshy muscular organ attached at the back to the floor of the buccal cavity is tongue. And what is saliva? Saliva is secreted in the mouth and helps in the breakdown of food. Now just discuss little about tongue. As we will all know about tongue, but let's discuss. Tongue is a muscular organ, fleshy in nature, attached to the back of the base of the buccal cavity. Tongue helps in mixing saliva with food while chewing and aids in swallowing. Our tongue possesses taste buds that helps us recognize different tastes. Because of tongue, we can recognize many tastes like bitter, sweet, etc. Now let's see what is tooth decay. Bacteria present in mouth break down the sugars present from the leftover food and release acids. These acids gradually damage the teeth and result in tooth decay. Have you understand what is tooth decay? Let's discuss about esophagus or food pipe. What is esophagus? The food that is swallowed passes into esophagus. It is a muscular tube about 25 cm long with a sphincter, means valve or opening at each end. Its function is to transport food and fluid after being swallowed from the mouth to the stomach. Food is propelled down by air in movement through the walls of the food pipe. When we eat anything, it goes through the food pipe, and where it goes? It goes to stomach through the food pipe or esophagus. Now let's discuss about stomach. What is stomach? All you know about stomach? What it look like? It exactly look like a thick-walled bag-like structure. It obtains food from the food pipe and opens into the small intestine. Where's the other opening? In stomach, in one opening, what is present? food pipe is present. From food enters into stomach, and after stomach it goes to small intestine from the other opening. The inner lining of the stomach produces mucus, hydrochloric acid, and other digestive juices. Food is churned into semi-solid mass in the stomach. Enzymes present in the gastric juice disintegrate the food, and hydrochloric acid helps in partial digestion or protein and also kill harmful bacteria. From stomach, half digested food or semi-digested food goes to small intestine. And now let's discuss about small intestine. What is small intestine? Small intestine is a highly coiled organ of 7.5 meters length. It receives secretion from the liver and pancreas. Complete digestion and absorption of food take place in the small intestine. The inner walls of the intestine have finger-like outgrowth called villi, and villi increases the surface area for absorption of food. Each villus has a small network of blood vessels. Now you see two words like villi and villus. What is the difference villi and villus? Villus is the singular forms and villi is the plural forms of villus. And what it does? Each villus has a small network of blood vessels which absorb food by villi is transferred to the body via blood vessels. And after small intestine, food goes to large intestine part. And what is large intestine? It is wider and shorter than the small intestine. It is almost 1.5 meter in length. Absorption of water and salt from undigested food occurs in the large intestine. Remaining waste matter is passed out through the rectum, and time to time fecal matter is removed through the anus, which is called egestion. And now let's talk about anus, from which our food is exited. Anus is the opening at the end of the human digestive tract. The removal of fecal matter from the large intestine occurs through the anus, and this process is called egestion. Now let's talk about glands. We have mentioned earlier that there are glands also for digestive glands. So discussed about glands. What are the glands? First one, saliva and salivary glands. What is saliva glands? Three pairs of salivary glands are present around the mouth, and they pour their secretion saliva into the mouth by salivary ducts. Saliva has mucus and salivary amylase. Mucus helps in easy passage of food through the food pipe, and salivary amylase is the enzyme responsible for breaking of starch content of food into simpler sugar. Their main part is gallbladder. What is gallbladder? The gallbladder is a small pear-shaped organ present under the liver on the right side of the body. It stores bile juice secreted by the liver, and bile plays an important role in digestion of fats. Another process of digestive system is ingestion. What is ingestion? The process of taking food into the body is called ingestion. After ingestion, digestion is occurred. What is digestion? The breakdown of complex component of food into simpler substances is called digestion. Partial digestion takes place in the stomach, and complete digestion takes place in the intestine. When food enters from the mouth, we call that process ingestion, and after ingestion, food become simpler substance by the process of digestion, and partial digestion is occurred in our stomach part, and after stomach complete digestion take place in the intestine, means smaller intestine or larger intestine. Now after digestion, there are two processes of food is absorption and assimilation in small intestine. What is absorption and assimilation? The digested food is taken up by the body vessels lining the small intestine's wall, and it is called as absorption. The inner walls of the small intestine have many finger-like outgrowth called villi, which we have already discussed about villi, and the substances that are absorbed are transported through blood vessels to various organs of the body, where it is utilized to build complex substances like proteins essential for the body. This is called assimilation. It is important for your exams. Absorption and assimilation, it can come directly like as question, what is absorption and assimilation. It was all about the digestion process for human. Now let's see the digestion in grass eating animals. How digestion occurs in grass eating animals. Digestive system in grass eating animals is different from that of human. These animals are chewing continuously even when they are not eating. They swallow the grass very fast and store it in a chamber called rumen. In the rumen, the bacteria partially digest the food and now it is called as cud. Later, cud reverts to the mouth and animals chew it again slowly. This phenomenon is called as rumination and the animals are called as ruminants. They also have very long small intestine, which helps in complete digestion of cellulose, the main component of grass. And I use the word cud. What is cud? Partially digested food returned from rumen into the animal's mouth for further chewing is called as cud. And what is rumination? The main point of this paragraph is cud and rumination. What is rumination? It is a process by which the cattle regurgitates previously consumed feed and masticates it is a second time. Now let's talk about feeding and digestion in amoeba. How amoeba feeds and how digestion is occurred in amoeba. Amoeba captured the food particles with the help of pseudopia. The process is called phagocytosis, and a food vacuole is thus created with the food material inside. Digestive juices are produced in the food vacuole when it is moving through the cytoplasm, and they act on the food and this integrate it down into simpler substances, and the digested food is then absorbed. Finally, the food vacuole open to the outside and undigested food is released into surrounding water. This is all about the digestion system or nutrition in animals like human, grass eating animal and mainly amoeba. The main point of these chapters are like what are the process of nutrition in grass eating animal, amoeba and human, and what are the process for nutrition in human like ingestion, digestion, assimilation, absorption. These are the and egestion. These are the main process of nutrition in human body. And what is the main process of grass eating animals? Almost same but little bit different from human body. Main point is cud and rumination for exam purpose. And we have learned about digestion in amoeba also. Thank you so much.